And we all know that Quagsire is so good because it wins all the neutral matchups. This is a neutral, okay, this is a neutral matchup, and we know that we do win that. So that's a reason why you need a Quagsire. Hello and welcome everyone again into another video. Today's video, it's a totally different team. It's still featuring Quagsire. As you guys can have seen in the past couple days, I've been only featuring teams using Quagsire. This Pokemon is extremely solid. And this is a different team than I think the past 7 or 8 teams I have posted about Quagsire. This team is not made by me. It's made by one of the best players in the world, if not the best. His name is That Boy J, and he's like, Yasser, I think your Quagsire teams are just weak to Drapion, and I have a better one. I'm like, okay, can you share the team? He's like, Drapion, Shadow Alligator, and Quagsire. If you see lots of Shadow Kanto Marowak, you can use non-Shadow Alligator because the Shadow Alligator lose the 2 to Shadow Kanto Marowak. And if you don't face, you can just run both as Shadow. The team is extremely solid and extremely good. And you know what's more funny about the most fun part about that? This team is just so spammy and so fun to use. I started running this team at 2400 MMR, and I climbed at 2610, which put me, I think, in page 8 leaderboard, which was actually interesting to see because I had like 2-3-2 sets, and then like I had like 4-4-1 sets. I think I had 3-4-1 sets. The team is extremely solid and have a play into everything. As far as moveset wise, everything is typical except for Shadow Alligator. I do run Crunch. There is an argument about running Ice Beam because technically you can argue that resisted Ice Beam, resisted Hydro Cannon does same as a neutral Crunch. There is an argument about that, so I'm not here to argue. So I will give you the option to run whatever you want, and that's if you take a look there. You can see that I have a dash on the second move on Alligator. It's up to you. Now, enough yapping. Let's go and watch these battles. I do believe that I have 12 battles. I think in a span of 15 battles, I lost only 2 games. So they have Shadow Quagsire in the lead. When you see Quagsire, instantly swap to Alligator. Why? Because usually Quag teams are generally weak to Gator. So what I want to do is just abuse that thing. And so you can see that opponent did not shield, and here is like debatable, up to you whether you want to shield or no, but I just didn't shield. I just did not feel that I should be shielding there, to be honest. So I'm just gonna go to 8 and then throw, and I should be 1 ahead because of the because they are on 3. When I was at 8, they were at 3 because they remember that they threw an Aqua Tail. If they bring in Quag, I'm gonna throw a Crunch and then swap out. So now the Quag is at 2 fast moves. Okay, they did not shield, which is actually good for me. So now, Quagsire into Talonflame, just don't shield the first charge move, and you should be good. Because it's only scary if they Brave Bird, and there is nobody that has their brain working 100% would actually Brave Bird, the first one. Sometimes actually if they do, you might be in a tough situation, so it could be like a 5-head play. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just actually going to shield, and I'm going to swap to Drapion blindly because they are at 2 charge moves, and you can see that I'm healthy enough. If they decide to undercharge, I will punch them and throw the charge move, and that's why you see that they did not undercharge. And now, since they have 0 energy, I can just go to Quagsire and finish this game. And I think that was the last set of the set number 3. Now I'm moving into set number 4. Primeape is a bit tough in the lead. It's very manageable in the back. So in the lead, it's a bit tricky. So just don't shield, honestly, just call the bait. And opponent here just instantly threw, which actually gave me a good play. Now I just don't care about my my Drapion because I should live another Rage Fest. And as you can see, at this point, if they shield, I'm just going to go Quagsire. If they don't shield, I'm going to go Gator. So they shielded, so that's why I went to Quagsire. My opponent is trying to bring in Bibarel. And Bibarel is so bad that it loses the 0 to Quagsire. Look at this. Like, Bibarel is supposed to be a hard counter. Like, if this diggets me, I would just stop left. But, like, look at that. They threw 2 charge moves, and look at my second power gem. Bibarel is so bad that 2 power gems will be enough to take it out. I was like, where's the music? I don't hear it. And this is where you need Ice Beam. If I have Ice Beam, I can one-shot the Moltres. So now because I don't have Ice Beam, I just have to spread the damage here. Like I have to do 2 charge moves. I need to overfarm slightly, but I can't overfarm too much because Sucker Punch does so much damage. They bring in the Primeape, and all I need is just 1 Hydro Cannon. This Hydro Cannon will take care of my opponent, and you can see that my Feraligatr just took care of their entire team. Like that Feraligatr just swept them. Next game, Shadow Alolan Marowak. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna swap into Feraligatr, and this matchup is just so annoying that if you have the non-shadow, you get to 3 Hydro Cannons. If you have the shadow, you only get to 2 Hydro Cannons. So this is where like non-shadow Gator is actually better because you get to a 3rd move. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna go Drapion and I think just farm them down. And I think there is an argument about shielding here. I remember this game that I did not shield and it wasn't the best decision I've ever made. And now if they bring in Kanto Marowak, I'm just going to throw a Crunch and then swap out. Remember that we have 2 shield and a Corsola, so nothing can go wrong. I think they won club here and I shielded that because I'm just too scared that they might have their own, which will put me in a tough situation. They have a Ferrothorn, and we all know that Corsola is so good because it wins all the neutral matchups. This is a neutral, okay, this is a neutral matchup, and we know that we do win that. So that's a reason why you need a Corsola. What are we going to do here? I'm just going to throw another one, and then swap, and throw the Crunch, and win the game. Just as simple as that. And that was a good game. Now moving into the next game. Drapion into Morpeko. This matchup isn't bad, but it's also in Morpeko's favor as long as they don't fumble the game. I can also fumble the game by shielding a Psychic Fang, right? So what I'm going to do here, I'm like, they have to bait. And I shielded last second and I regretted that. Opponent here is swapped into an Azu and they caught an actual move. So now I'm in a difficult situation. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do 6 Poison Stings and then go to my Corsola because Corsola is kinda useless into Morpeko. Morpeko just does bully Corsola, and I think I wasn't counting here and I ended up throwing even though I could have overfarmed. So here they are drained on energy. They threw an Ice Beam. And this is like the trickiest decision of my life. What I'm gonna say, what am I supposed to do? I let it go, even though I could have just thrown the charge move, but I wanted to farm them down, to be honest. And then they brought in the Morpeko. They have the Aura Wheel energy. They threw a Psychic Fang, which is, I'm like, wow. So here's the thing. So you see me that I insta threw there. Okay, the reason is, I know that Morpeko, if they throw a charge move, they always get a 1-turn switch. So if I insta-throw, I can deny them from getting a fast move. You saw that the opponent instantly swapped into a Talonflame, and they got denied a full Incinerate. This is a mechanic in the game. If Morpeko throw a charge move, because it's changed form, changing the form is considered 1 turn if you swap out. I don't know how to explain it, but basically if Morpeko swaps out, it's always a 1-turn switch, so you can instantly throw and it will be denied. If they don't swap, that's the perfect time to throw. So this is a good thing to be aware of if you're playing against Morpeko. So since they shielded that, I'm just gonna throw on 7, and this Hydro Cannon will take out if they no shield. So they have to Brave Bird here, and if they Brave Bird, they will be in Aqua Tail range. So I'm gonna do 2. And then throw. 1 Aqua Tail should be enough for the Talonflame, and 1 Aqua Tail should take out the Morpeko. And I think this team is technically weak to Morpeko, and you saw that we swept the Morpeko even though they also caught a move. That's because the way we managed our energy. Next game. Drapion into Dunsparce. I think this matchup is good in the 0 and in the 2, but it's bad in the 1. So either play the 0 or the 2, just don't play the 1. So I think in this game, I decided to play the 2 shield, and you can see that I went for the Crunch here. Crunch does so much damage, but you kind of need to get a debuff if you can. Since we landed the Crunch, we can just go straight Aqua Tail. If they no shield that, they actually comfortably live that, but since they shielded, I can just play the 2 shield now and throw on good timing. The best way to play this, Shady Agent told me that the best way to play this is that if a Drapion no shield the Rock Slide, you win comfortably. Yes, if you Drapion to Dunsparce, just don't shield the Rock Slide. What if they Drill Run? That's your problem. That's what he told me, actually. Now, if you see an Azu swap in, according to SJ, the best play is do 7 Poison Stinks and then swap out. So that was a secret play that he kept to himself. And because people usually used to do 7 and then throw a Crunch and then swap out. And SJ said there is no point throwing that Crunch. And that actually a play that actually won him a regional. Not just him, and then Elab copied that, and he also won a regional. I'm here to expose both of them, and Hydro Cannon should do enough damage to take them out. Next game, Drapion into Marowak. This is the worst, and this is it's not just the worst. I'm playing against Bubelli, the only person in the world that I would like to not lose to, because he plays very basty mindset Pokemons, hard hitting, fast move Pokemons. And Shadow Kanto Marowak is the worst Pokemon to face for this team. And this is the reason why I recommended you to use the non-Shadow Gator, because the non-Shadow Gator can win the 2, so they can't play the 2 into you. So that's something to keep in mind. And look at that. Shadow Kanto Marowak is just going to sweep the entire team. Like, there is nothing I can do. So for the people's like, how do you play against Kanto Marowak? If they have the Shadow, you have Shadow Gator, you're just going to lose, because Marowak is going to KO 2 Pokemons. Look at that. So here they have Dunsparce. I'm just going to swap out. And I don't think I will even see the third. That's how depressing this this matchup is. In the 0. Yeah, it's in the 0 when they are on energy ahead. Because they are on energy ahead, remember that. And it's a Quagsire in the back. What the heck is this team? Bro, how does he beat Azu? How does he beat Diggersby? I guess he just beat this team. Yeah, I wish I had the other team I was using the other day, which is the Quagsire in the lead and Diggersby in the back. I guess he has Dunsparce to bait out the Diggersby, so that's the way he does play that. So GG to Bebelly. It's like you guys like, oh, you actually delete losses. I don't. I just show you losing to one of the person I hate losing to the most. He knows that. He's a friend, that's why we troll him. GG to Bebelly. So what's the best way to play? According to that boy Jay, the best way to play the Kanto Marowak is you throw an Aqua Tail and then you swap out. And you can see that I lagged for a bit, but I think it's a visual lag because I did not get denied. Dude, the game is PowerPoint slides. Look at that, 1 frame per second. The good thing is that I did not miss any bubbles. Oh my, this is so depressing. I think I made a misplay here. I should be committing to the power gem. And since I'm up a shield, I think that was supposed to be the better play. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to let it go. And then go to Drapion. 1 second. So I don't know what's happening in this game. I don't remember the game being this laggy, but I do remember that it definitely was lagging, and you could see that it's kind of PowerPoint slides. I don't think it was this laggy, so I'm just assuming it's just a recording that's scuffed, so I'm just going to move to the next one. So we had a Drapion in the lead. How do you play the Drapion in the mirror? Just don't insta-throw. Also, don't build up to 2 then throw. Okay, you're going to see me building up to 2 then throw because I'm just recording this video and I haven't told anyone to do that. So just don't do what I did because people will expect that if they are watching this video. So what's the play here? Honestly, because I did not throw first, so technically I'm supposed to have 2 before them. If this one is IV dependent on the Drapion, I have a good IV enough that I should live 2. So once you land the second Aqua Tail, you snipe with Feraligatr. As you can see me, I'm just going to throw an Aqua Tail and then swap. I remember that the opponent also swapped at the same time with me, and it ended up being Feraligatr into a Drifloon, which is not the greatest matchup for the Drifloon, but definitely it's not bad matchup as well because they do win the 2. So you're going to see me like no shielding here. I'm just going to do 1 then throw, and this Hydro Cannon should take them out. Why is this happening? And now we can just simply farm them down. There is an argument about catching, but I actually did not want to catch because I was like, what if they overfarm, right? I mean, I could have just KO within the next one. So I was like, what if it doesn't KO? So I don't want to be perma debuffed. So you're going to see me like taking the move and then go. Yeah, see? Because if I switch, they might farm me down. farm down the Drapion, and then perma debuff me. And now it's Corsola into Azu, and that should be a game, I believe. I don't know why it's like this. Okay, Drapion meet again. Honestly, I'm just gonna end the video here. I feel like oh my dude, this was such a great game. Look at this, guys. So this is probably the worst Pokemon. This one is worse than Kanto Marowak. So we're just gonna walk you through this because this Pokemon beats the entire team. But this will showcase the power of Drapion. Like look at this. If you get a crunch debuff, it's so good of a matchup. As long as they don't have a brutal swing, as they don't have a Dragon Claw. I do believe that my opponent did not have a Dragon Claw here. So you're gonna see me no shielding because that's my only play. If they have Dragon Claw, I just simply lose, right? So I'm gonna do one, then throw a crunch. And I think this got me a crunch debuff. So when you get the crunch debuff, I can just, at this point, if, let's see, did I get a crunch debuff? I think I did. So because I got the crunch debuff, I swapped into Corsola, and I'm gonna shield and farm them all the way down. And usually when they have, Guzzlord, they should have double poison, which means that Corsola will be free. So as you can see, opponent brought in a Toxapex. So the second Pokemon should be another poison, which is something we can handle. Or it could be also a Dugong, either one of those. Usually if they are ABA players, they run Dugong. ABA, they run Dugong. If they are ABB, they just run a Quagsire with it. Or Tenta. I think Tenta is a popular one. So, yeah, as you can see, it's Dugong, and now because Dugong players always shield the first, so you can always bait, and hopefully that they always shield, because they pretty much always shield the first one. That's like the safest play for them, and they shielded my bait, and then I went for it with the Power Gem, and we landed the Power Gem because we were debuffed, so opponent thought that it's going to be a bait. But luckily for us, it wasn't a bait, as you can see. And then I just went for Alligator, and at this point, I'm just going to Shadow Claw everything down. I cannot throw a single charge move. So, did I do it? Yes, we are farming. We farmed that. They brought in the Guzzlord. We farmed the Guzzlord. They brought in Toxapex. We farmed that. I apologize for the last couple games. I don't know what happened. I remember that they were laggy, but I don't think they were this laggy. So yeah, thanks so much everyone for watching. This is the end of the video. I hope you guys are enjoying these Corsola videos. Now, as far as what Corsola you should be building, as I said on stream, if you have top 200, you can build that. 250, you can build that. But there are two different matchups you need to be aware of. Number one, Corsola into Shadow Marowak. If you run this team, you have to have a Corsola that does beat Shadow Kanto Marowak. Now, I know that there's like, I think from top 150, beat Kanto Marowak and always shield, Shadow 1. Top 250, 200 to 300, beat Kanto Marowak in the 1. But they lose the 0 and the 2. So if you know that, just play the 1. If your Corsola does beat Kwak and only the 1, so you just play the 1. Okay? So it's like, more of like, you need to be aware of your matchups. If you don't have anything that's top 300, don't power up. But I would say settle, like if you have top 200, you can make it. Until, I do believe, usually whenever we get egg-locked Pokemon, Niantic will give it to us during Go Fest as a incense spawn Pokemon. So we can pay $50 for the ticket, right? So until then, you can just build one for now, because this Pokemon is too good. I've seen it in matchups that with Energy Lead, it can beat something like a Drapion. With Energy Lead, with 100 energy, you still can't beat Diggersby though. That's that matchup is just impossible. So yeah, thanks so much everyone for watching. I hope you guys all enjoy the rest of your day, night, or whatever you're having. If you have any question, leave in the comment section below. If you don't have a question and you like the content, like the video, subscribe to the channel. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything. It does help out our channel. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.